if it is left only to priests and religious. Never. The laity are part of this great work of evangelization. Without you, we cannot evangelize the world. And I would like to say this to you, that famous phrase of Pope Paul VI, the church exists to evangelize. This is from his famous letter, classical letter on evangelization, Evangelii Nuntiandi. The church exists to evangelize. Who is the church? It's not just the priests, all of us, priests and laity. We exist to evangelize. Is marriage encountered the church? Yes. So you exist to evangelize. You may use a human means of psychology and group dynamics and whatever else, but that's not the goal, only to foster relationships. You may use those means for relationships, but if they are not based on the gospel, they will fail. And I have seen this in many movements of the church. They focus so much on the secular good movements and they forget the spiritual, they die out eventually. And sadly enough, that's what's happening to our priesthood. That's what's happening to religious life in the church today. The substratum of spirituality has been forgotten. And consequently, the decline in the church today. And so, when Dan and Shelley asked me to come, I said, I certainly will come. Because we need the Spirit to move us in the church, whichever movement we belong to. And you are fortunate, priests and laity working together. So this is only a kind of an introduction on the title. I'll explain the second part of the title later, 2033. So you witnessed a very inspirational sharing from Dan and Shelley and Father Boy, based on the Pope's letter to Holiness. Our Holy Father, Pope Francis. He's not a great theologian like Benedict XVI and John Paul II. He's a very pastoral Pope. And being eminently pastoral, he touches the basics of our church. If you look at all his letters, he's touching the essentials that need to be touched. And his recent encyclical on holiness, it's so basic, as you will see in my explanation today. And we have not discussed this, but I was so happy that Dan and Shelley decided to touch holiness as a formation program for you. And what they've done is very inspirational and very well done, I thought, for you to understand, to follow, and to draw very practical conclusions. So they recall the foundational aspects of holiness. Why? Every human person is called to holiness. God made man in his image and likeness. What is that? What is image and likeness? Is it just a resemblance? This child looks like his father, but this child is not the father. Resembles the father.
Está hablando de
But that is not the meaning
que Dios
of
hizo imagen y
Genesis
semejanza
1:26.
a hombre y mujer.
Made in God's image and likeness means you are impacted, you are, in a sense, developed from within in the image of God.
Estamos hechos
You
desde
resemble
dentro
God
a imagen de Dios.
because God lives in you.
Dios vive en nosotros.
And that's why God deliberated. Let us make man, let us. There's a little conference in the Trinity.
Hagamos al hombre.
All the
Dice la
others,
Trinidad.
God just said, let there be sun, let there be moon, let there be this. It was good. But for man and woman, no. Let us make man. And then he makes him in his image and likeness. So the image and likeness comes from within. But man and woman cannot have fullness. Having been given that, they have to walk in that image and likeness. And God tells them how to walk. And that's what I will just explain for you briefly. So it is a massive imprint, a dynamic imprint on man and woman. And that imprint, by the way, will never be lost by sin. It will always be there.
Esa imagen que tenemos de Dios
It
nunca
will
se
be in
pierde
fulfillment when we go
ni
to
con el
heaven.
pecado.
But it will be a curse to those who don't go to heaven. That is the meaning of hell. Hell is to love no more. That's what
Dice
one
que
of the
el
French
infierno
writers
es
told us a long
no
time
amar.
back, George Bernanos. Hell
No
is to
amar,
love
no
no
amar.
more.
Que ese
You
es
know
el
your
infierno.
calling, you know how you are made, but you cannot love God. That is hell. So that is our massive imprint. We are empowered by God when He made us. There's a divine power within each of us.
Tenemos un poder
That's
divino
why God
en cada
would
uno de
say,
nosotros.
after making man and woman, not it is good, it is very good. Very
Dijo,
good.
es muy bueno que
And
hagamos
He
al hombre.
gives them a blessing. Now, what is blessing? You and I are not accustomed to the biblical meaning of blessing. You bring me a
Nos da
rosary,
una
bless
bendición.
my rosary, I bless it now. Thank you, Father.
Pero no es una
This
bendición
rosary
cualquiera.
is blessed, has got some divine power. No. Blessing in the Old Testament and New Testament is something is given to you, to your personality within.
Que la bendición real
The only way
es
to
una
explain
bendición
it
de
is
nuestra
you
personalidad
are empowered. You are given power
que nos da
by
poder.
God. What was the power? Increase, multiply, fill the earth. Power over the rest of creation.
El poder que nos dio
That's
es de
divine
crecer y multiplicarse.
Only God creates, but He gives you the power of His creation to work along with Him to bring forth human life. You are working with God. That's the blessing. That's the power. Today, our world has forgotten that. They talk about abortion and all kinds of things. They have no right. Life comes from God. No one has a right to tamper with this power, blessing given to the couple by God. And
Es un
similarly,
poder único que hemos recibido de Dios, el de dar vida.
bad situation today is because we have forgotten. God made laws for the rest of creation. We have broken those laws. So the cyclones, the hurricanes, the storms, they are nature reacting to what we are doing. We are not exercising our power that God has given us.
No estamos ejercitando el poder que Él nos dio.
To develop creation. We're doing the opposite. So creation is taking its vengeance. They're trying to come back to the laws God gave them. They're telling you, stop doing what you are doing. So expect more hurricanes and floods and all that, global warming.
La naturaleza está reclamando de que no
Until
estamos
nature
haciendo
finally finds
lo que
its
se nos
way.
ha
You
mandado.
cannot go against nature,
Que
you go
esperemos
against
más
God.
desastres naturales como huracanes.
And this tampering goes down with nature, goes down even to the womb of the mother.
Y que
The
todo
way
eso
they're trying to
hasta
create human
el
beings.
vientre de la madre está llegando.
Chemically, through instruments, not the God way.
Lo
I won't say too much about
que no
that.
es lo que Dios
But
quiere.
since it touches you in marriage life, I thought I would just mention that to you. So marriage is a special, blessed creation where you have
Matrimonio es una
empowerment from
bendición
God.
especial que viene de
It is
Dios.
very good because it's empowered holiness to be shared with creation. So the couple being blessed by God, they pour forth those blessings together onto creation. So in God and in human beings, the greatest quality is love.
La gran
Love
cualidad
must remain
de la
supreme
creación es el amor.
in married life and in creation. We must love creation.
En la creación y en la vida de casados.
Now, I'm making a big jump. Mankind fell by sin. They went against God because it was a refusal to love.
El hombre cayó en el pecado porque se rehusó al amor.
Man tried to become God. That was the temptation.
Y el hombre quiso ser
You
Dios.
shall be like God.